Today we're visiting with one of the best young closers in the game, Zach Britton. Last season, 37 saves for the Orioles. Very impressive numbers. Really kind of picked up where you left off last season. How do you feel this year?
I feel good. I think gaining that experience last year, not only regular season, but then saving a couple of games in the postseason too. I felt like I learned a lot, and then took that into this spring training. Talked to Dave and Dom too about some adjustments maybe they thought I needed to make, and then things I had kind of written down in a little book that I carry around with me. That way I was prepared for things I faced last year coming into this season.
Well, you're very well prepared, and it seems like you're sticking with that power fastball, still right up around 90% of the time. Is that one of the adjustments, to stay more consistent with that, or are you thinking about mixing up different pitches?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, it was make sure I'm commanding that pitch. Being a hitter, I think if you can command in and out with your fastball, it's challenging to hit. And then another thing I focused on this spring training was commanding my slider a little bit more. Last year, I didn't really have a lot of confidence in it. But it's just another weapon, I think. The hitters are so good up here that every now and then you need to keep them off balance with something different, and that's what I focused on in spring training was commanding my breaking ball a little bit more.
So you've really been a part of a big turnaround here in the Orioles organization, coming through the minor leagues, then in 2013 making it to postseason, another successful year the following year, almost a World Series last season. How does all that success translate into this year?
I think it gives a lot of the younger guys in the clubhouse that don't have, the 5, 6, 7 years of big league experience, the confidence that we can get to that point in the season, and we can actually go farther than that. We've been there. We know what it's like to play in October, and we know what we need to do to go to the World Series, And I think that's, for a lot of the young guys, you saw it in spring training. Guys came into the, spring training just a lot more confidence than I remember the past couple years. And I think that's, from Buck, the coaching staff, and then the players believing in themselves, like, hey, we're a good team. We beat some of the best teams in baseball last year. We got really far, not as far as we wanted to go, but we can get to the World Series with the group of guys we have, here in this clubhouse.
All right, so brand new father.
Yeah.
Baby Xander.
Yeah.
And how's that been going for you? I know, because I had a lot of kids when I played, and sometimes it's a little tough to transition, separate family life and baseball life.
Yeah, it's tough. I think the one thing I found out was, like, when he was born, your mind shifts to you're focused a lot on your kid, and I think that's something that you didn't realize at first. That all the times your parents were like, yeah, that's all you worry about when you get older, and you have kids, is you're so focused on what's my kid doing, and you're like, I don't believe it. But now that I have a kid, you find that it's you got to make sure that you're focusing on what you're doing here. But it's hard not to worry about what's going on with my wife and my son now. You're just so worried about what's going on with them. But it's been awesome. It's been really great. I've enjoyed it.